Ooh, 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 ooh. Radio. Slow. Hi! Let's address two things before we start. Number one, if you can hear a tornado going on in the background, it's because there is one, and I don't know what to do about that because I don't really own the facilities to have soundproof rooms, and this room is not soundproof. Number two, I'm freezing cold. Number three, ignore my hair. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but sometimes when I think about it too much, I don't care. So we're all good. So today what we're going to talk about is, it's for my ladies. It's for my females. It's for the ladies today. What we're going to talk about today is the difference in losing fat for females. Basically, I just want to talk to you. I just want to let the lows down, let the life, let you understand that as women, we don't live an easy life, okay? And I think this video is going to help you to kind of be a bit kinder to yourself by understanding that it's kind of rough being a woman, alright? And so, look, no, that's not how you style hair. So what we're going to talk about today is the difference between men and women and losing fat, alright? Number one. Then we're going to talk about how to help that, alright? That's number one. Number two, we're going to talk about the menstrual cycle, the PP word, the big old Shark Tank. Mothers. We're going to talk about that and how that affects fat loss. Because my lord, it's ridiculous. It's honestly a bit of a joke, but it's really important for you to understand, and no personal trainers in the world ever talk about it. So stay tuned for your mind to be blown. Relating onto the menstrual cycle, we're going to talk really very briefly but very sharpishly about PCOS, poly-cystic ovary syndrome. That's PCOS. That's ridiculously important and I think needs to be addressed. Number four, I want to talk about what women do wrong. We as women do things wrong, and I notice it as difference of men. Like men, I'll get to that. I mean, I'm still on the intro. Can we speed this up? Actually, before we begin, hit that damn like button. Hit that subscribe button. So before we begin, I'm going to throw in a disclaimer because, oh my lord above, why am I getting dramatic? I put a TikTok up the other day about the difference in men and women losing fat. Did you know that there is a difference in losing fat between men and women? If you don't follow my TikTok then, wait, you're missing out. I put a TikTok up the other day and then someone was like getting like real aggy about it, and I just had like, you know when you say something and people are like, well, yeah.
But that's not every single human being in the whole wide world.
Well, no, obviously it's not. So when I speak about this, can we understand every human being in the whole wide world is different? If I say a specific statistic, if I say a specific number, if I say a certain fact, it may vary. Results may vary for some people. But let's understand that I'm trying to get a point across. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm not trying to sell a product. I'm not trying to do anything a bit odd. If you don't like it, here's the door. Moral of the story is we are specialized aliens and every single human being in the world may vary. Okay, so number one throwing in here is that men and women burn fat differently. What? Yeah, so long story short, men statistically burn roughly 33% more calories than women do when exercising. Or to put it in another way, it takes women 33% longer to burn the same amount of calories as men. Hold the phone, Molly. Everyone burns calories differently. Yeah, I know that. But generally speaking, let's get rid of the 33% number and just understand that for most men, they burn calories a bit easier than women do. And do you know why that is? Because they are bigger. They have more muscle mass. Women tend to have more fat mass due to having lugs and juicy bum-bums. But do you know what I mean? Some men may be smaller than women. Ooh, cool. So maybe those women might burn more calories. Let's just understand how calories are burned. And I've told you this loads of times. There is something called a BMR. How many times have you heard that word? The BMR is genetic, is controlled by genetical factors, all right? So if you've ever calculated your BMR or done something in terms of calculating it, or if you have Googled the equation, you may notice that you need to say if you're a male or if you're a female. For the calculator, that may not be explanatory for you. However, if you looked at the equation, men have a higher number thing. I don't even know what to call it, but look, times 3 point something and then times something else, that's something else. Obviously then, you can see the weight. If the man weighs less than the woman, then that number's gonna be higher. Obviously, let's not overcomplicate things, but that's number one. And the take-home message of that is that if you go to the gym with your boyfriend and you both run on the treadmill for half an hour, he's most likely to have burned more calories than you. Big whoop, get over it. The only thing that you can take from that, you can either run for a third longer, but obviously again, it's dependent burden on yourself. Or you can, when you go home, instead of both having the exact same meal, say this is to lose fat, he's going to be in more of a deficit than you are, so it's going to be easier for him to lose fat. However, if you then just took into consideration that you may have burned slightly less calories, just make your meal a little bit smaller. Alright? Number two is a mad one. So ladies and gents, grab your popcorn, because here we go. Fun fact of the day: the menstrual cycle plays a ridiculously large role in fat loss, in life, in muscle growth, in diet, in training. So strap your bags in, let's go. We ladies have a menstrual cycle, okay? So a menstrual cycle, typically, again, everyone is different, but typically a menstrual cycle lasts 28 days, okay? So here to here is 28 days. In the middle of this 28 days, we have an ovulation period where an egg gets released. We are then fertile, baby. We can make babies. Babylicious. Baby time. That's a decent time to be. If we're fertile, we're like, come on, boys. Look at us. And the little bit of the time before that ovulation period is called the follicular stage. And then this time, this is super. So just before, we've got a 28-day period, our ovulation, just before, actually, this way, just before we ovulate, we have great hormones. Our testosterone, just before our ovulation, spikes up a little bit. We feel good, we feel strong, we feel powerful, and that is because we want to have a baby. Then we have baby time. Then after that, we've got the luteal phase, which then our hormones start to decrease. Woo, woo, woo. And we start getting PMS symptoms. We start feeling crap. We start feeling weird. Our hormones start acting funny, and we get hungry. This is a fun fact of the day. When we're in our luteal phase and when we are into that week coming onto our period, our body temperature rises by around 1 degree. Oh, and do you know what that does? Well, my friend, that increases our metabolic rate by 1 calorie to 300 calories a day. All right, so we could be burning 300 calories more a day. Whoa, holy shit. Is that why I'm so hungry? Yeah, it is. However, you could be burning 4 calories more, or you could be burning 250 calories more. So if you do feel like you are craving then it may be, and most likely is, because your metabolic rate is slightly higher. However, this time of the month is difficult. Our hormones are low. Our hormones are messed up. We don't feel good. We feel sad. We feel kind of meh. So why would you start a diet then? Why would you want to be in a calorie deficit then? Or if you are in a calorie deficit, you're gonna struggle, all right? Take home messages of the menstrual cycle is work it out. Get a damn menstrual cycle app, and if you are a regular person, then my lord, own that shiz. Like, own it. Figure out when the beginning of your cycle is. Work out when week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4 is. Work out when you ovulate. Work out, if you can work out when you ovulate, figure out a bit before that, your testosterone is gonna be like, boom, let's get a PB, let's do bear exercise, let's do all this stuff. If you're starting a diet, start it in week 1, so when you're feeling good, because then when you feel a little bit crappy, you're not gonna start a diet then, or you're gonna give up faster if you start then. Interesting, yes, no, okay, bye. Number 3, girls. This is a mad one. Now, this one is something that people have actually asked me quite a lot of times about, especially on my TikTok. Lots of people have been saying, please talk about this. But it's something called polycystic ovary syndrome. But this is something that is ridiculous, and it is more common than I've ever thought, and it's something that I've never heard about it. I've never literally heard about it before I looked into it or before I researched it and found out about it. But basically, it is common in 1 in 5 women. So the way that you can be diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, as I'm going to call it now because I can't say those are the 4 words, is, first one is by having irregular menstrual cycle. Like your menstrual cycle is just never regular, like it's just a joke. So that's number 1. Number 2 is having excess androgen and testosterone. So you may not know this, you may not obviously be able to tell this unless you go to a doctor. And the way that you will also figure out when you're at the doctor's is if you have polycystic ovaries. So they will diagnose you if you have irregular hormones, and they'll see that you have higher testosterone and higher androgen levels, and they will also tell you if your cystic ovaries are cystic. So another sort of symptomy kind of thing. It's not like, this is a symptom that you could have that could then lead you to go to a doctor's, because I don't think you can self-diagnose if you have PCOS. You do need to find out if you have cystic ovaries or if you have different hormone levels. But if you have higher testosterone levels, then you may have a bit more body hair, and you may put on muscle a lot easier. So a lot of the time time when I say women struggle to gain muscle or that women don't get bulky is because we don't have enough testosterone to get bulky. However, women with PCOS have a lot more testosterone, so there is a chance. So something that is crazy with PCOS and why if you do have it, you may ridiculously struggle to lose fat is because when we talk about the BMR again, if you have PCOS, you could potentially, so this could be, say this is 1500 calories, your BMR, this could be reduced by 13 to 45% reduced. So say it was like 1500 calories, that could be 900, but you don't know that because when you're calculating your BMR, you can't just put in, oh, by the way, I have this, and then it reduces it for you. You don't know that, and that is ridiculous. So if you're being given these 1700 calorie diets because of the calculator that you have put in for a BMR, that is gonna be a lot more difficult to get into a calorie deficit, and that is where it is so hard to work or to be losing fat when you do have PCOS. But that is where you need to know if you have it, and if you do have it, this is your chance to understand that I know I never glorify diets under something like 1500 calories, but that is because most people's BMR is not normally less than about 1300. Again, if you've got PCOS, then I would say that you have more of an excuse to be in a more of a deficit. However, I can say some things that can help in reducing your chances of having bad PCOS. I know this is hard to, well, it's not hard to say at all. I'll say it honestly, that PCOS is found mostly, not in everyone, obviously in some people it's just happening, but it's found a lot of the time in obese people, so very overweight people. So something that obviously you're going to struggle with, because as I have said, getting into a calorie deficit is difficult, but you still can do it, is that you need to get your weight down, all right? And if you are a lot more obese, you have got that weight, so you have got a slightly higher BMR still. You just need to understand that regular activity, regular exercise can really help in regulating it. Finally, another thing that helps the whole symptom and helps everything with PCOS is having a low GI diet, having stuff that doesn't spike your blood sugar as much. Sweet potatoes, high fiber foods, freaking like oats and all that. If you just Google low GI diet, there you go, helps you out. I think that's in digestion and all that kind of blah blah blah. Okay, so now that I've spoken for absolute hours, I feel like I've spoken for genuinely hours, and I want to spice up your life by just like spice up your life. So just to finish off, I feel like we should talk about what women do wrong most of the time. And what I find the difference in men and women is that women want results like that. Women are not patient, all right? We are not patient. We don't like waiting for things, and we don't like struggling. It's just ridiculous. We go too low on calories. We go crazy on cardio. We don't like doing all that random stuff. We don't like sticking to plans. We like to eat loads. Obviously, we have our menstrual cycles, so we struggle more. We like to complain. We like to compare ourselves to people. We like to go on social media. We like to be sad that why don't we look like Kendall Jenner? We like to look in the mirror and go, why do I look like this? We are annoying and we are harsh on ourselves. We are ridiculously harsh. And I find that is, I don't know why I'm here now. What's happened? What's going on? We are harsh on ourselves, and all I can say to you is just, I feel like this video has been just needed for you to understand that we as women are ridiculous species, and we're like amazing. And I think you need to understand this. You need to know that there is science behind why we struggle to lose fat compared to men, and that we're powerful, and that we're crazy, and that we struggle, and that life's difficult and stuff like that. So top tips. Number one, when we're looking for progress, stop going on the scales, take progress photos, and if you do take progress photos, take them in each different weeks of your cycle. Don't take them every single week, because you need to understand that we may look different and that we may be crazy. We may be wondering, hey. Number two, learn your cycle, people, okay? Understand your weeks. Figure out if you are regular, when's the good time of your month, when's the bad time of your month, when are you going to be hungry a little bit more, and be kind to yourself, all right? Don't set your diet in a silly week. Don't take progress photos in a silly week. Be nice, okay? Number four, if you think you may have some symptoms of PCOS, study our doctor. Okay, it's really important though. It's very common, and it's like scarily common. So it's not a bad thing at all. It's pretty normal. 1 in 5 women. All right. So someone in your friend group, if you're a group of 5, one of you may have it, and it's fine. It's cool. But you're using this video to understand what's about favorite hard or a little bit of fun. Okay. All good. And finally and foremost, be damn kind to yourself, all right? We struggle, but life is hard. We're doing it all together. Stop comparing yourself. Stop struggling. Stop being in silly diets. Stop making your life a misery. We're mad. We're super. Have a good day. Mic drop.